Good morning. Welcome back to the online classes of PUC second year. Now, today we are going to discuss the concept of opportunity cost. Sadavakashada ವೆಚ್ಚ. So, what do you mean by the opportunity cost? The opportunity cost is nothing but it is called as the next best alternative cost. What it is called? The next best alternative cost, which is foregone or which is sacrificed. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ವೆಚ್ಚವನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಪರ್ಚುನಿಟಿ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Therefore, the opportunity cost is nothing but the cost of the next best alternative which is foregone or which is sacrificed in order to manufacture or in order to purchase some other commodity. For example, so what example you can give? For example, if at all you are given an amount of rupees 5,000 with you, so this rupees 5,000 either you can keep it in the form of a bank deposit, okay, or you can keep it with you in the form of a stock. So here this 5,000 either you can keep it in a bank deposit or you can keep it with you in your safe locker. So what happens if at all you are going to keep this 5,000 in a bank deposit? So this 5,000 is going to fetch you a rate of interest of 10%. How much? If you are going to keep it in a bank in the form of a fixed deposit for 1 year, this rupees 5,000 is going to get you a rate of interest of 10%. If at all you are going to decide that I will keep the money of rupees 5,000 with me only in my safe locker, then you are not going to get any rate of interest on the money which you are going to keep it with you in your safe locker. It means what here? Suppose I am going to decide that I am going to keep this money with me in the form of a safe locker in my house. I am not going to get any rate of interest of 10%. So here I am going to sacrifice that 10% of 5,000, which is called as a sacrificed amount. That is the opportunity cost. It means what? There was an opportunity. There was a chance for me to keep this 5,000 in a bank, but instead of keeping that 5,000 in a bank, I have kept it with myself. So there was an opportunity which was lost. So that is called as an opportunity cost. Okay. Now the next one is we are going to go about the determinants of firm's supply curve. ಪೂರೈಕೆಯ ರೇಖೆಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅಂಶಗಳು ಯಾವುದವೆ? What are those factors that are going to determine the firm's supply curve? So mainly there are two factors which we come across which are going to determine the firm's supply curve. So what are those two factors? The first one is technological progress. ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಅಥವಾ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ. Second one is input prices. Okay. ಘಟಕಗಳ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲೆ ಮತ್ತು ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಈ ಎರಡು ಅಂಶಗಳು ಪೂರೈಕೆಯ ರೇಖೆಯ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಹೌ ದ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ದ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಕರ್ವ್ ಆರ್ ಹೌ ದ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ದ ಫರ್ಮ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಕರ್ವ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಅಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ, so if at all the technology is going to develop from a lower end to the higher end, what will happen? Here the firm can manufacture more commodities with the lesser cost and within a stipulated time period. So that time what happens here, the supply curve will shift towards rightwards. It means whenever there is a supply of the goods which is going to increase because of a development of the technology or because of development in science and technology, when we are able to manufacture more goods, that time the supply will increase, and as a result the supply will shift towards the right. It means at any given market price the firm will supply more unit of a commodity. Okay, and also suppose a firm is going to use two factors such as labor and capital in order to manufacture a commodity. Then instead of labor, if all you are going to use what you call more of a capital, then the supply will be shifting towards rightwards. So the technological development will result in a rightward shift of the supply curve. The second one is what here? Input price. ಘಟಕಗಳ ಒಂದು ಬೆಲೆ. So whenever there is a change in the input price, there is a change in the supply curve. Suppose we are going to use a land, a labor and a capital, to manufacture a commodity. Suppose the price of labor, that's the cost of the labor and cost of capital increases. Suppose it increases. Then what happens here? Automatically the price should be increased. But whenever the price will increase, the demand will fall, and when the demand will fall, automatically the supply will be increased. So why I am going to increase the price, or a firm will increase the price? The firm will increase the price because it has paid more amount of cost for the labor cost as well as the capital. As a result, the increase in price will result in decreased demand. As a result, the supply will be decreased. That time the supply curve will shift towards leftwards. So when the supply will shift towards leftwards, it means what here? The supply will decrease because of increase the price of the inputs. Okay. So the next part we are going to study is about the unit tax. So even the tax will also play important role in determination of the supply curve. Suppose the ratio of the tax increases, automatically the cost will increase and the price will increase. Okay, suppose the price increases, again the demand will fall and supply curve will shift towards the leftwards. If at all the unit tax decreases, what happens? The cost of the factors will decrease and we can manufacture more goods. As a result, the supply will increase, that the supply curve will shift towards the rightwards. So what do you mean by a unit tax? A unit tax is nothing but the tax which is imposed by the government on per unit sale of the output. Means whatever goods, each unit of the output we are going to sell, on that each unit, whatever tax the government is going to implement, that is called as what here? A unit tax. So this can be shown with the help of diagrams, that is diagram A and diagram B. So here in the diagram A, what you are going to see here? In the diagram A, we are going to see that you have taken the cost curves, that is in the diagram A represents the long run cost, whereas diagram B is going to represent the supply. So in the long run, all the firms are going to earn only normal profits. So when there was no tax, you are not going to pay anything to the factors. Means the price of the factors was very less, that is at the T0. So that time the cost was also 0 because there is no tax. So here LRAC is 0 and LRMC is 0. 0 means what here I am not going to pay any tax. So here LRAC means what here? The long run average cost is 0 and the long run marginal cost is also 0. Suppose the government is going to implement a tax of ₹2 per unit, and if you are going to manufacture 10 units, so what will be the cost you are going to pay? For 10 units you are going to pay ₹2 as a tax, then you are going to pay ₹20 as a tax. So here this tax you are taking it as a P. Here you are taking it as a P. P means what here? Price. So along with the price you are going to pay the tax to the factors. So when the government is going to impose the tax of T, it means what here? You are going to implement the tax of T means what? The price will increase. The price of the factors will increase. Similarly, that time what happens here? The cost will increase from 0 to 1. That is long run average cost 1 and long run marginal cost 1. And suppose there is an increase in the cost, automatically the price of the factors will be increased, and as a result the supply of the goods will decrease, and that time the supply curve will shift towards the left, which is due to the increase in the cost. Suppose the tax is decreased from T to T0, automatically the price of the factors will decrease, thus the cost will decrease and you can manufacture more output. That time the supply curve will shift towards the right. And here in the diagram B, what happens here? When the government will increase the tax from P to PT, what happens here? that is the supply. The supply will decrease from S1 to S0. That is the supply curve will shift towards the left. And in case of a decrease in the banks, the supply curve will shift towards the right at the given level of output. So this is the what you call the factors, or these are the factors which are going to determine the supply, that is technological development, input prices and the unit tax. Thank you.